What is going on, guys? Yes, I'm posting this on Wednesday. Crazy. I keep moving the goalposts. I know. I've been so fucking busy with work and just there was a snowstorm that just occurred, even though it didn't really, it wasn't as bad as people thought it was going to be. But people out here in Austin, Texas don't know how to act when there's like half an inch of snow. And also, potentially the power is going to go out for a week. That's what people kept saying because Ted Cruz decided to get on a flight, Cancun cruise. You know what I'm saying? But I would have did the same thing. I don't know why they hating on that man, but it's because once he leaves, we all out. Based on what happened in 2021. I was in Jersey, so I was chilling, or actually Philly technically. But anyway, let's get right into it, guys. So last week was pretty good because I got access to Los Campeones. So prior, right, I explained how I went to a CrossFit gym. We did a stupid Hyrox workout, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to waste my time and money, trying to go to this CrossFit gym. I gotta call them like, are we using the sled push and pull today? Oh, we're not doing it. Okay, I'm gonna pay you $30 and just waste my time. Like, no. So I did some research. Los Campeones is a really dope gym out here in Austin. They got three locations in North, Round Rock, and somewhere in South Austin. I seen an influencer that I follow, How to Beast. He went a couple times. They have a sled. So, when I called them, super chill about the sled, saying like, yeah, you have access to that. We got a bunch of other stuff. When I got there, it was really nice, and I had a great experience because I ended up buying a week pass for like $30. So $30 for a whole week versus $30 for just one bullshit class. I was like, you know what, sign me up. And I'm already learning on my own anyway. This is my first High Rocks. And it's not just about saving money, but it's about like going on this journey, trying new things out before I just ask for help. It's something I do as a remote worker because I have to work on my own a lot. And before I reach out to my coworkers when I need help, editing some code, I try it on my own first. I'll never forget, someone in college taught me that. I forgot who, but somebody in college was telling me, Anthony, you got to try because before you ask for help, you got to at least try on your own because I did statistics and math and all that shit. So I always had to learn how to do hard things on my own, you know? And this is no exception. So yeah, last week, we started off on a Sunday. We rested Monday. Usually Monday is the push and leg day. Um, Tuesday did a pull day. I'm not gonna stop doing weighted pull-ups. Yeah, that was a good session right there. We had 20 reps with 25 pounds, 10 reps with 35, and then 10 reps with 45 or 40. Um, Let me go back to Monday. I took a rest day, and then Sunday that was my first day going to Los Campeones. So that was cool. Testing out my strength. With 5 plates, 225 with the sled push, light work. Definitely got to work up to what 330 or something like that. So I'm gonna add weight probably next week. I'm thinking about getting a month pass for Los Campeones. I still love Gold's Gym. I'm gonna go this week, but just the gym is just such a vibe, and they got so much more equipment. So I really fuck with it because they also had a ski erg, so I got to try that. I think Wednesday. Yeah, I went back Wednesday, or was it? Yeah, Wednesday. What did I do? Warm up, bench press. Yeah, that was like my Monday. Did some thrusters. Okay, so I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I forgot if I went. No, no, no. You know what? I might have. I might have done this workout at home. I had a really busy day Wednesday. Work has been kicking my ass. So I forgot what day I went. Yeah, these notes were all over the place, but I think it was Thursday or Friday, one of those days. I got to also experience the sled pull as well, so that was fairly easy. But let's go on to week 4. All right, so we're ending. We're nearing the end of our first phase. Okay, so this was building the aerobic base. Um, I was really focused on running, and I'm still going to be more focused on running. I'm actually going to try to increase my running sessions to 4 times a week. And it doesn't always have to be 5K, 10Ks, because that one time where I did the 400-meter intervals, I really want to start doing that more often because I haven't really done enough high rock style workouts. I've done some little mini metcons where you're doing wall balls or burpee broad jumps, lunges, especially lunges. I want to strengthen that because, um, especially with my right leg. I don't know why, but I always struggle with my balance and the strength part of that. But in phase 2 right here, and again, this was written by ChatGPT. I gotta look up some more. I gotta look up more templates on this. But yeah, it's basically saying to do one zone run, two compromise run workouts, one longer high rock simulation, and then 1 to 2 short strength sessions. So going to continue with the strength sessions. Probably going to still do 3 times a week because I've been losing weight. I'm at 165 average right now. Just 2, 3 months ago, I was averaging 170 to 175. So I'm not saying I want to gain weight, but I'm not compromising the strength gains. I don't care. Um, I do agree with the longer high rock simulation. Incorporating that every week or every other week. And then the compromised running is the most important. So basically, this is when you're running. So this is the critique, right? When I did the 8 400-meter runs, I think we should have split that up, right? And it was good because I ran at my mile pace, which is 7 minutes. And for my 5Ks, I don't do 7 minutes. I'm working towards that, but I do, my fastest is like 7:50. Actually gonna try to attempt to, bridge that gap closer by doing a 7:30 pace, maybe the next time I do a 5K. And we're gonna talk about my runs in a second. But yeah, I would have split that up, right? 400-meter run and then a station and then 400-meter run and basically like create like a half Hyrox simulation. So that's what I'm gonna do. Also with the compromise running, I'm just gonna make sure I incorporate running into my Metcons where it's gonna be running and then some workout station, running and then a workout station. And it doesn't have to be like 30, 40 minutes where I just do that, but maybe on the weekends I will do that, for an hour, create like a Hyrox simulation that's like super serious to it. And also I signed up for a High Rock simulation in February, so that's coming up soon. Uh, actually, in like 3 4 weeks. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. All right, so Sunday, we started off with a 5K run. I've been running on the treadmill a lot. It's annoying. I really prefer to run out. I rather run outside. Honestly, I prefer running outside. It's way better. But the fucking cold and the ice, I'm not dealing with that. Monday kept it light. Not really. Bench press, barbell back squat, and thrusters. Got right to it. I don't waste time doing other types of workouts. These are the main workouts that I want to do. I should have did some lunges, but whatever I don't do on one day, I'll incorporate the next day or the following few days. Because Tuesday today I had a pool day, so ran another 5K at a slower pace, which was good. And then yeah, I did 24 max reps, no weighted pull-ups. Then we did 10 reps, broken into 5 and 5, 25 pounds, 5 reps, 35, and then 10 reps broken into 5, 3, and 2, 45 pounds. I feel like, I should just warm up, not doing my max rep, because I want to see if I can do even more weight. And what I mean by that is maybe start off with like 5 pull-ups, just to warm up, do some dead hanging, which I did a little bit, some toes to bar, because that's a CrossFit movement that I need to still master. And then, start off with like 35 pounds or 25 pounds. Actually, no, I would start with 45 and just increase the weight from there. So I got to maybe do that next week. I got to make 1 week out of the month where like I push my limits. Because another thing is too, I still don't know my 1 rep max. So I can't do the percentages right now. I just go off of like where am I comfortable doing, 3 sets, 5 to 10 reps of whatever workout I'm doing. So that's kind of my rule of thumb. But you know, I try to push to failure too, but you don't always have to. And it's actually something I'm going to talk about on my Instagram page. So make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. I drop daily content during the week. Great gems, cruise from anywhere. But anyway, I did deadlift. Yes, we did 3 sets. No, I did 2 sets of 10. I kept it short today. Kept it short at 225 because again, this is a weight that I just unlocked. So I still need to do 3 sets of 10 with this weight. And I'm increasing it every week, like with my bench. I'm not gonna lie, the bench has been slacking. Like I did this a month ago, but because I'm running so much, I feel like I did lose my bench strength for whatever reason. So I'm gonna maintain this weight and try to increase slowly with the bench. With the barbell back squat, I'm trying to get to 225 because like what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? I was playing around with that. I did 80 pounds on each side. I only did 5 reps and then I dropped it back to 70, 2 sets, and then I went back to 80. It's like I was just playing around with it. So sometimes you got to experiment. Tomorrow I plan to rest. Thursday, we're gonna get right into it. I want to do some weighted dips, some overhead snatches, and some clean and jerks. You already know my new favorite workout. And then here, as you guys can see, I'm allotting all this time for a high rock simulation metcon style workout where we're also going to incorporate compromise running. Now I could change this up with interval running where maybe it doesn't have to be like a 400-meter run and then a station. I could just do running focus, but I think my aerobic base is pretty solid. Because when I pulled up to that CrossFit gym, I was able to keep up with those guys, if not stay at their pace. And I don't run 7-minute paces all the time. I'm going to show you guys some of the numbers real quick though. Yeah, so Friday we're going to do another 5K. I want to push it, keep it, 7:45 to 8:15 because 7:50 is like my fastest 5K time, fastest pace. And then Saturday, I don't know what I'm doing. Just anything I didn't do during the week. Mobility training, high rock specific. If I don't do wall balls when I'm at the gym, I don't know. But let me show you guys something else. All right. So next week, I'm also going to go over, the rule book. This is the Hyrox rule book. I've been kind of skimming through it. I've been meaning to really dig deep into this and read it and go over the rules and go over like the do's and don'ts. Like here it's showing, your foot placement, you can't cross the line, like just little things like that. But as time goes on, as we get closer to race day, we'll definitely talk about it more. I've been really practicing my burpee broad jumps. I feel really good with the row machine. Farmer's carry is not too hard because my grip strength is pretty solid, but I'm working on that. I do a lot of dead hanging. The sled push and pull, I was really worried about it, but now I'm not because the kind of workouts I do, that shit's not going to be difficult for me. It's just the compromise running piece, running in between those stations. That's what I got to start training for specifically after building the aerobic base. But what did I want to show you guys? Forgot about this. I think this was AI generated, but I should probably use this. Yeah, like workouts like this, 4 rounds, full circuit, but have distances, 250-meter ski, 12.5-meter push. Like this is stuff I can do at Los Campeones. That's why I want to get a membership there, but it's a little too pricey. So I'm probably just going to pay month to month for now. But this is not even what I wanted to show you guys. This is the last thing I wanted to show you guys. The last time that I logged my runs was 1-9. So I had to do all of these. And also I added another column here so that I could say, hey, did I run on the treadmill or outside? The reason for that is because I tend to run a little bit slower on the treadmill, I feel. But also I have to log these onto Strava too. So all these runs are, not on my Strava. But yeah, as you guys can see, if we look here, let's look over here for a second at the summary. So my 5Ks are relatively at a 9:15 pace, and my 10K is at a 10:20. It's gone down a little bit. I'm going to explain that in a sec. But specifically with my 5Ks, I try not to go at a super fast pace because I remember when I first started doing 5Ks, I was doing them for like 2 or 3 weeks straight, and then I burned out because I just couldn't maintain, running a 5K at an 8-minute pace around that time. This was like 3 months ago, when I started getting really good at doing 5Ks, and I just stopped doing them. And then you guys know my journey. Like I went to, I was working out, but I went to do the body scan, the body spec, and then I found out I was 22%. I was fucking pissed. And then I started learning about CrossFit and everything, changed after that. So why I'm explaining that is because I have a different mentality now. I don't just go off of like going fast because I need to. It's like I'm trying to be strategic. I'm trying to be smart. I'm super excited because the way that CrossFit has transformed my mind. If I ever did want to play basketball again or another sport, I just have a better approach. A template in my mind that I could use to, really get myself over the edge because I'm not going to be, hyper focused on just, oh, I got to perform today. I got to go super fast today. Like, what is the goal of today's workout? You know? And there's so many different ways to train, but I'm being strategic by not running fast because now we have so many days, so many weeks of me running consistently. I try not to go more than 2 days in between running. And you guys are going to see this one day, 2 day, one day. Like I am going to run every other day if I have to because it's a part of my lifestyle now. It's not whether I like it or not. Like I do like it because it makes me feel amazing afterwards. But anyway, in December, I was running an average of 9-minute pace, for my 5Ks. And this is a sample size of 7 5Ks. And now, right now, even though we're not done January, still got this week coming up, we're at 7 5Ks. And my pace is slower by 30 seconds. But I'm not mad about that. That's not alarming to me. Because if you guys look here, I ran one 10K in December at a 10:33 pace. I ran two 10Ks at a 10:14 pace. So my aerobic base is being built. And also in January, I was able to do those 8 400-meter runs, which I haven't even logged here at all, at a 7-minute pace. There was also a time too, I think it was in December or January, but I was able to run a mile straight for 7 minutes. I did that at some point. I think yeah, I did it. Yeah, this is it right here. The neither. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be pushing myself even more. You're going to see faster 5K times, but it's not about just a faster 5K time. It's about what am I training for? Now that I've built up the aerobic base, we can start, doing faster 5Ks or doing faster miles and trying to, merge those two or doing more interval runs at a faster pace at that mile pace and trying to sustain that for not just, 10 minutes, but 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And the compromised running piece too, because I haven't done that enough. I experienced a little bit of compromise running when I did this. Forgot the name of the Helen CrossFit workout because you had to do some kettlebell swings, overhead American swings, and then pull ups, and then right back into a run where you start with the run. And when I was on round 2 and 3, like the fatigue started to set in. But because I'm running so much and doing it so often, because I felt sore from yesterday after squatting and benching. I did not want to run a 5K. My legs were really sore, but I ignored that shit. And once I got to running 10 minutes in, it just felt natural. So in some ways, I feel like I am kind of experiencing that compromise running in some sense. It's not exactly the same, but when I'm sore from squatting heavily, really heavy, and once I start, I'm gonna be squatting 225, right? That's gonna be super heavy for me. I've never done that in my life. And to do that, and then the next day or the previous couple hours, I ran a 5K and I'm making that a normal thing, that is showing progress, in my opinion. But I'm gonna do more research. I'm gonna look up more templates. We're gonna get more structured because these first 4 weeks were kind of experimental, but the next 4 weeks I'm gonna get a lot more serious because after that block, phase 2, right? We got to taper, peak and taper. So it's basically where, we're going to kind of slow down the training a little bit because I don't want to burn myself out. And by this point, I should be, ready for the race. And I would have done the simulation as well. But I'm hoping around this time that my 7 minute mile is the same as my 5K pace. And let's see how this week goes, guys. I've been really, really busy, but I'm going to try to vlog next week and go more in depth about the rule book because I really want to go over that with you guys, logging my runs, getting on top of that because I just haven't been doing a good job of it. But this will be a lot nicer next time I show you guys. So yeah, I try to track everything. Um, the treadmill runs suck, but it is what it is. Got to do what you got to do. But listen, I will talk to you guys later. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and let's get it, guys.